No, I know there's going to be questions. I have not talked to Casey and not talked to Luka. I assume he's going to play, but I have not gotten an official word. So,
okay. We will go ahead and start questions with Tim Cato.
Tim Cato, The Athletic. Rick, when you send double teams out of pick and roll defensive coverage, if and when, what has to happen for that to be successful? What does it look like?
Rotation's got to be crisp. They have to be on time, on target, and then you got to close out the shooters, and you got to take away threes and drive, which is difficult.
Skylar.
Rick, Paul George said after Game 3 that your team doesn't have any rim protectors. Assuming you disagree with that statement, what has to happen for your rim protectors to be felt by the Clippers?
Well, with their stretch lineup, it gets everybody away from the basket, and so that's going to make it more challenging for rim protection by nature. Makes it challenging, for them when they have Zubats in there. When we have a 5-out situation on offense, it's just one way that the game has changed, and that's why in many ways the approaches to defense have had to adjust as the game's evolved. It's one reason you're seeing higher shooting percentages, higher scores. And just really high levels of offense and the defense really having to work to get stops.
Dwayne?
Dwayne Price, Mavs.com. Rick, Mark Eaton passed away yesterday for the Utah Jazz. I know you played against him back in the 80s. Just wanted to get your thoughts on what kind of player was he back in the day.
Well, he was a pioneer in many ways. He was the first 7'3" or 4" guy that started consistently in the league, and he was the first, I think, multiple defensive player of the year. I don't know that to be a fact, but I just assume that. He was a great person. I knew him a little bit, just to say hello casually. I made a couple of calls yesterday. I talked to Frank Layden last night, and I know that Frank was very close with Mark. We presented Frank with the Chuck Daly Award a couple years ago, and so I'd gotten better acquainted with Frank, and I called to send him my best wishes and let him know that I was thinking about him and the loss. And we had a wonderful conversation and animated, and he had so many great things to say about what a great person, and he mentioned the word pioneer as a player as well. So very tragic, and there's just there've been too many losses in the last couple of years. There's just no other way to say it.
Cameron?
Cameron Buford, Los Angeles News Observer. Rick, thank you again for taking time for us. You said you hadn't talked to Luka and you haven't got an official word. I understand that, but what's been your communication over the past couple of days leading up to the day, and what gives you the confidence that he will play? Luka, that is.
I just believe he's a next level competitor, and he's been playing banged up all year. This is my personal opinion. I can get a hold of Casey and let you know if you need an official word, but I'd be very surprised if he didn't play, just based on what I know about him as a competitor. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a trainer or anything like that, but when I've talked to Casey about it, he said that he's got something, but he was very optimistic that he would play.
Daniel?
Yes, Daniel Mercado from El Clutch Deportivo. Coach, any adjustment for battle the small ball from the Clippers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
I know.
can't let you know exactly what we're going to do, but we obviously got to do some things better. And look, we got to make some adjustments after game 3 for sure.